for, as I said, round one of the series. So we've got a number of really quick drivers, both in real life and sim racing, here for you tonight. Two 20-minute races around the fantastic circuit in the Midlands countryside, West Midlands countryside. Yeah, we had a test race last week at Silverstone, which we saw how quick everyone can be, and also what we're here to look out for this evening. So just coming to the end of the practice session here, we'll go into a 10-minute qualifying, followed by the first 20-minute race. So we'll give you a quick rundown of the calendar itself. Let me just grab the information for you here. So we've got round one is tonight at Donington National Park, and we're followed by round two next Sunday at Brands Hatch Grand Prix Circuit. Then the week after, we've got round three at the Snetterton 300 layout, followed by round four, which is our away round at Spa-Francorchamps, which will be a fantastic race. Always brilliant to see high downforce cars going full chat around Spa. Round five, one I'm very much looking forward to, is my home circuit of Alton Park. So we'll be very much looking forward to that one. Then we're off to our final round on the 14th of June, which will be at the Silverstone Grand Prix Circuit, finishing where we started. So just moving to the qualifying here, this is a private session, so everyone's got the track all to themselves. So we'll keep an eye on who is going to be joining in and the lap times here. As you can see, if you join us for the test race, we have a brand new sleeker looking overlay, which shows you all the information you should need for the time being, as well as the car numbers, which makes it easier for me to know exactly who is on track and what they're doing. Evening, Jay, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you again. Yeah, I love this circuit. I think everyone who knows Donington also loves this circuit, the national layout, more than anything else. Yeah, really looking forward to this one. A lot of the drivers are as well, after talking to them after the first round. Yeah, really a really fantastic race circuit. We'll see if we can jump on board with a driver on circuit at the moment. Looks like we might have, let me see who's on track right now. Let's jump on board with Chris Dittman. He's just going to start his lap, so we'll jump on board with him now. Just on board. We're coming into the first turn now, which is Redgate. Nice, fast, sweeping corner to start the lap. Then coming down the hill towards the crane of curves and the old hairpin. Flat out through the curves now. No hint of a lift, and then some braking into the old hairpin. Still pretty much going full chat up the hill now. A little bit further down towards McLean's and Coppice, braking into McLean's. This is arguably one of the slower parts of the circuit. And now uphill into McLean's. Uphill braking, so he's going to brake very late and carry the speed through the exit. Coming on to the back straight DRS sign, but we have no DRS here. So Chris is taking a very interesting line. Looks like he's trying to warm his tyres up to go through his another flying lap. Braking into the chicane, trying not to bounce off his anti-cut curves. Getting a little bit wide in the exit was there. Chris didn't wheel into the gravel. But here he goes. He's going to go once more for a flying lap, so keep an eye on him. The first lap, not too bad, I don't believe, from Chris. That was on 1 minute 1 minute 0.2. So we're expecting times under a minute for the race itself, so we'll keep an eye on him. Sure, he can do a little bit better than that. Martin Moore in the number 69 is currently on pole position, as you might have heard my Discord going in the background. I'll probably mute that, but we'll carry on. So going through McLean's again up towards Coppice. Looks like we're having some issues with it with the stream on YouTube. So I will have to have a look at that. You bear me 1 second. I will leave you just in the cable company of Chris Dittman as he goes around the circuit as I try and fix this issue. So if you do bear me 1 second, I do apologise, everybody. Okay, so I think we pretty much have things underway. For some reason, it doesn't really work on YouTube, but we have a working YouTube link now. So let us continue on. In all that time, we've got 5 minutes left of the session, and we have Josh Malin in the number 90 car, who's currently on pole. So he has set a rather impressive time. Let me just see if I can find him on my list, as things change all the time. So that's 59.25. Sorry, 58.996. So fantastic time for him. He's got time to set a few more laps, so we'll wait and see. Kieran Vernon, number 51, is less than 0.2 of a second behind, but the top 4 cars were all within about 0.2 of each other, so very, very close qualifying between them. From back there now, I've got Matt and Nickel Jones, Sean Carey, Adam Morgan, and Joel Schmidt. There we have Cammy Sturge in 9th position and Harry Cottrell in 10th in the number 42. So we've got about 30 cars lined up. Might be a couple more. I think the entry list is up to 35. So plenty of cars on circuit. Much mayhem into the first corner. So fantastic to see such a large grid. We're going to the race fairly soon. There's still a good chance to get maybe 3 or 4 3 qualifying laps in the end of this session. James Forsyth has actually gone quicker. Fantastic lap from him. He's done a 58.937, so less than a tenth quicker than Josh in the number 90. Brilliant lap from him there. He's gone back into the pit, so he's clearly done as much as he can. So what can Josh do to come back at him now? We'll have to wait and see. Kieran Vernon, again, he's still within the run. He's just going to hook up a couple of corners a little bit better, and he can easily claim that those 2/10 to get him onto pole position. Jack Ashton as well, he's still within the running. All the cars up until about 5th, I'd say probably have a decent chance of getting into the pole position here. Puts them in a good stead for the 20 minutes of racing we go for in 2.5 minutes time. So the race itself will have we won't have a warm-up lap, as I found out from last week on the fly. It's going straight into the race from a standing start. So hopefully they've all got their start practice in. There's a little bit on the grass there. Goes Josh, number 90, not using all the track and that little bit more just to find that extra tenth of a second he needs to get his pole position. Coming through Coppice now onto the back straight. We'll see if he's able to go a little bit quicker. Through the chicane now, using all the track and the curbs there as he needs to. Can he go quicker this time by? I don't think he can. Yes, he can actually. My mistake. He's gone quicker by 0.02 of a second with a 58.918. So it's very, very close at the top. These top 2 drivers going hell for leather. Only 1 minute left. It's only about 1 more lap before that everyone can safely get in before the session moves on. So let's have a look at Kieran Vernon at number 51. He is our 3rd place car in the CDR. It's a new entry. He's getting his tyres warm. He's looking to possibly go for 1 more. Don't think he's going to have time. The way that iRacing works, he's not able to use that extra time. So he's pretty much it for him, unless he can get around in 30 seconds, which I highly doubt. That will be him done for in this qualifying. Puts him at least there. He's gone off anyway in a big spin. Very, very lucky not to have a bigger incident, but that is qualifying over. Number 90, Josh Manley, he's back in the pit. Oh, he's not, I do apologise. He is completing his lap at the moment. So it looks like for the time being, this is going to be your grid with number 90, Josh Malin, in first position with a 58.918. Followed by James Forsyth, who won the second race at our test event last week in the number 167. He is in second place, followed by number 51, Kieran Vernon, in third. Fourth place, we have Jack Ashton in number 98, and then Matt Nicol-Jones in number 62 in fifth. So that's your top five. Everyone's lining up on the grid, getting their engines nice and warm. So we'll have to wait and see who can get the good start, who can get the run into turn one and run away. Slipstream definitely going to be a factor, especially down the back straight. It's going to be very difficult to overtake anywhere other than maybe into McLean's first corner and possibly the old hairpin if you're very, very brave. The S's, you could possibly try and stick one down the inside there, but there's only really one line to take. So not the easiest track to overtake is Donington Park, so qualifying really does matter. So Josh Malin there and number 90 looking to get away as quickly as he can. Number 167 there, James Forsyth, we know he's quick. He's lining up alongside, so he'll be wanting to get as good a start as he can. Kieran Vernon showing his pace in the opening round. He missed the test race, but he is now in for round one. What can he do from the second row? And then Jack Ashton, number 98. He's just outside of the front row. He's on the second row, obviously. So he's going to try and get a good run, possibly get the jump on the number 167, and then challenge number 90 into turn one. But I would be worried for everybody from about maybe 10th downwards as we go. Sorry, I missed that. Green flag is out. Good start from number 90. Number 51 is challenging James Forsyth. Going into turn one, number 51 is going to get ahead. We'll see if we can follow that there. And oh, it's a spin. That's Josh Malin round. A terrible start for him. Looks like he's going to get out of it without any damage, but it's an awful start for him going from first to the back of the grid on the first corner. Not very good from him. Then we have further up the field. That's it looks like James Forsyth had a terrible first lap as well, or am I looking at the wrong thing? He's down the order unless things haven't. Oh, big spins, big incident there going into McLean's. So many involved in that. Number 22, the 167, number 33 going off as well. There's still cars piling in. Oh, it's a terrible, terrible crash from there. Thankfully, it is all rather virtual. So, going further up, this is number 51. I believe that's Kieran Vernon. Looks like he has inherited the lead. So we'll just wait for the timings to update as we get across the start-finish line. No, yeah, Kieran Vernon in the lead, followed by Harry Cottrell and Joel Schmidt. So that is a massive revelation. Unexpected to say the least. That's two of the fastest guys I've seen so far out on the first lap. So terrible, terrible stuff. But that is Kieran Vernon currently in the lead of the race, followed by Harry Cottrell and Joel Schmidt. Matthew Lewis, who showed pace last time in the test race, he's going to come out in fourth position. A little bit to go to catch up with the back of these two. But there is a battle going on behind. Joel Schmidt is close to Cottrell. Number 74, there's a car off. It looks like it might be Joe Watts, it looks like, with missing a rear wing, so he's limping back home. But number 74, not quite close enough to make any form of move here into the chicane. The top three fairly spread out now. Number 51 does have a decent lead. They're just going to wait for all the timings to update, and we'll see if there's any fights going on down. Oh, that's someone off the number 777. That was Chris Hodgson. He is a lap down, so he's had a terrible start to the race. Loads of cars involved in that first lap shunt, as you can see. There's cars already 2 laps down, which is terrible stuff. But Kieran Vernon running away with this one. He's got just under a second to the... who is that off there? Looks like someone was slow. Oh, there's number 51 slow. He's had an incident. What's happened there? This is absolute disaster. It looks like you just don't want to be in the lead. This is 1988 Monaco, where basically nobody wanted to be in the lead. So this is terrible. He's going to have to limp that back to the pits. I'm surprised he's still going. But that leaves Harry Cottrell in the lead. He's being challenged by the 74 now. Some of that traffic ahead, it looks like. So have to keep an eye on that. Let's ride on board with Joel Schmidt from the roll bar here as we go down the crane curves towards the old hairpin. Not close enough to make a move here unless he shoves one down the inside. Not close enough this time, but he's closing in using the slipstream. The dirty air might have a little bit of an effect, causing a little bit of understeer for the faster speed, but not really a problem here now into McLean's. A little bit wide on the exit, yeah, that dirty air is having a little bit of an effect. And through Coppice onto the long back straight. Now, Harry Cottrell is... Whoa! Harry Cottrell's been taken out! Oh, it very nearly does! Joel Schmitz, what on earth is going on here? Harry Cottrell, he is out as well. And what on earth is going on here? Terrible, terrible stuff from all round. But that puts Joel Schmidt up into the lead now. And he's got quite the gap back to Harry Cottrell. Well, I don't know who's actually in second place. Look, Jack Ashton in second place, number 98, it looks like. So, God, no, this has been one hell of an action-packed and incident-filled race. But this is Joel Schmidt now in the lead. We've got a battle going on a little bit further down between Ashrape and Josh Malin. Let's have a look at them. This is number 113, very close behind. It is Kevin Bollard here. Looks like the lifetime is having a little bit of a fit as people change positions, but hopefully that will fix itself shortly. He's dropped back a bit now. Has Alex River, I believe. He's currently sitting in 7th place, but it could be 6th. Looks like the lifetime is having a little bit of a dump at the moment. Side by side ahead, what's going on up here? That's Josh Malin. He's working his way back up the field. He's now back into 5th position. So fantastic recovery drive from him, the pole sitter. He's going to look to close in and challenge the top 4 now. What's happened to Matthew Lewis? He looks like he looks like he's been involved in incidents as well. He's down the field. So unfortunate for him. He's showing great pace when he's not getting involved in any form of incident, which is a big shame. So let's see if we've got any battles developing here. Looks like there's a battle for 13th position. Daniel Rowbottom in a number 32. Looks like he might be close to Alex Toth-Jones, who is driving in a British GT this year. Once things actually get going in the Beechdean Aston Martin. So good to have him along for the ride. He should know these tracks very well, being he races in the British GT, but is more used to having a roof over his head rather than being exposed to the elements. But that's your leader in behind there, Joel Schmidt, number 74. He's got the 52 company. The 52 is Matthew Lewis. He is currently a lap down. He'll want to try not to get involved in any form of scuffle with Matthew Lewis. He's not actually fighting for position here, and he's not really going to gain anything from overtaking the leader. He might as well just use the slipstream and just get himself alongside. He's actually going to be battling here. Is that an incident behind them? I've heard a big crunch, not quite. But that's Matthew Lewis now challenging Daniel Rowbottom. This is for 14th place. Side by side, Matthew Lewis going down the inside in the first corner of Redgate, and that is a fantastic clean move. Textbook really, going through into 14th place. 13th, I should say, my apologies. Close in the top 5. Josh Malin is closing in on Philip Russell, number 77. It seems to come from nowhere, and just to get that car into a high position, taking advantage of all the incidents. Coming through car pits, not close enough to make a move this time round. But he's deep in the slipstream now, some lap traffic getting out of the way. Not going to be able to really make a move into the chicane. This is very brave, looks, but not able to make a move. It's, Josh carrying some damage there. It looks like he might have a little bit of damage on the front wing. So he'll be suffering through the corners with that if true. In second thoughts, it might be okay actually. Could have just been a graphical glitch from my side. This pace certainly does not show any damage. But coming through out of Red Gate down towards the crane of curves now. He's going to make a move into the old hairpin. He's going to the inside. Not quite able to make that move stick at the moment is Malin. But he's going to continue on. Stick within that slipstream and see what he can pull off. Joel Schmidt in number 74 meanwhile is running away, nearly 4 seconds ahead. Oh, Malin goes a bit wide there. Nearly loses it on the grass, but he's able to continue. And he's got a better exit coming out of Coppice. He's side by side in the straight already, using the number 69 as slipstream. Martin Moore ahead. Who's going to blink first? Come into the shade. It's going to be Philip Russell. And that is 4th position there for Josh Malin, but it doesn't like it's over just yet. Number 77 still within the slipstream range, so we'll see what can be done here. Number 25 just needs to stay out of the way here. That's Joe Watts. Oh, getting a little bit in the way there, holding up Josh Malin. But he is not looking back, he's continuing forward. He wants that podium position. Through into the old hairpin. Some more lap traffic to deal with. That's number 67. So that was Reece Newburn. Not having the best of races. He's a couple of laps down after the incidents going on earlier. Josh Malin closing in. He's only about a second off from Martin Moore in the number 69 car. Might be able to get a little bit of slipstream coming onto the back straight now. 77 interest tactic. He's breaking the toe. Looks like he might be trying to possibly save tyres and cool the engine down. But through the chicane at the end of the lap, 9 minutes and 45 seconds to go, so still plenty of laps for this to happen. Less than a second now is number 90. He's closing in so quickly on Martin Moore. He's definitely got the pace. But looking at the front as well, looks like we might have a battle for the lead as well. Jack Ashton is closing in very quickly at number 74. So that lead that Joel Schmidt had has completely disappeared. He's now under pressure from the number 98 car, the blue and black machine. So keep an eye on this battle here. This is for the lead. It's extending a little bit is the gap, so possibly a mistake or some traffic getting away for Joel Schmidt in number 74. We'll have to wait and see. No, not close enough here. The gap is extending ever so slightly. But the gap that isn't extending is the gap between these two. Very, very, very close now is Malin to Martin Moore side by side. 90's on the outside. What can he do to make this stick? Or some heavy defensive moves going in from the 69. Not able to hold it. Sweeping around the outside is number 90. Clearly showing his pace and is storming away now. He's now back into 3rd position. Has a way to go there to catch up with the leading two. So it looks like Joel Schmidt is he's starting to pull it away again. Looks like he does have the pace over Jack Ashton in number 98. But we'll keep an eye on that on the timings and the relatives, see if things do change. Coppice, and the gap is starting to extend now. So that is Josh Moore on his way to challenge Jack Ashton. A lot of time to gain in the closing lap, so I have to keep an eye on that, see what happens. And oh, is that change to lead there possibly? Oh yeah, it looks well. Oh, there's a spin behind as well. That is Martin Moore spinning round, and that is also, it looks like Jack Ashton is down as well, possibly number 98. Oh no, sorry, I'm very confused. Looks like he's showing in the lead in the times God knows what's happened to this this timing board. It's all over the place. I do apologise. I will have to fix that for the next race. But yeah, we'll have to wait for the timings to update here, because Joel Schmidt's still showing in lead, but he is showing in that he is in third position, which I do not believe. But we'll have to wait and see. Actually, the timing's going to update here. Yeah, this is Jack Ashton in the lead. So what's happened to Joel? He's down in third position. So he must have had some form of incident. So unfortunate circumstances there. Clearly, nobody wants to win this race, it seems. So this is Joel Schmidt here. Once was your leader, but now in third position. Obviously, I'm going to find some close battles on track for you. Matthew Lewis and Daniel Rowbottom seem to still be fighting as well. Only about half a second between these two, and this is for 12th position on circuit. Some of the last cars that are now on the lead lap. It was a little bit of lag from Daniel there. Coming into Redgate, not quite able to get close enough to make a move as the 32, but needs to get a good exit coming down the crane of curves now. He's very close. Possibly make a move coming into Carpus, but not close enough this time. He's still deep within the slipstream, so we have to be careful of some dirty air causing some issues, but he's closing and a little bit of lag. And oh, it looks like some possible netcode issues there, as Matthew Lewis is sent spearing into the gravel, and some mysterious damage is fixed from Daniel Rowbottom. So that's very unfortunate. That looks like 10th position there for Daniel Rowbottom. Once that all works itself out. So Joel Schmidt is about 2 seconds off. Joel Schmidt 2 seconds off Josh Malin there. You can, might just be able to see him. Yeah, just under 3 seconds. He's got a little bit of time to find. Race is starting to wind down now. It's only about there's 4.5 minutes to go. So we're looking at maybe 4 or 5 laps remaining from these drivers. Going on, looks like Daniel Rowbottom is closing now on Alex Toth-Jones. So he's making some moves. They're side by side coming down the back straight. Number 61, that's Alex Toth-Jones, not able to defend that really. He looks like he just kind of gave that up. Knew he wouldn't have the line going into the chicane, and that now puts him at advantage of the slipstream. So what can Alex do here? Coming into turn 1, not going to be close enough this time round. Just needs to stick with Daniel. It does Alex now. So yeah, apparently this is for 10th place once the live timing resets. I think it doesn't like a lot of people being laps and laps behind each other. I can show you what's going on at the back. I'm not sure exactly how much I can show you. As seems to be a lot of people either far behind each other or in the pits. See what I can bring you. This is the 777 here, Chris Hodgson. He's in the pits. Thank you for showing me that. Joe Watts. This is Joe Watts. He is the organiser of the championship. Currently chasing down the 22 of Keith Rabbit, who is a new entry for the first round and to attend the test race. But what can Joe do coming into the first corner? He's going to be far too far back to make a move on the 22. Looks like there might have been a spin up front. Yeah, that's from one car off. Losing a little bit of pace is Joe now. He's not quite as close to keep him a bit as he would like. Oh, that's Joe's Watts round, getting it very, very wrong coming out of McLean's there. Luckily, there's a lot of runoff there, so he can just get the car back underway. And he should get away without any further issues. Looks like he had a spin coming back onto the circuit. Shane Kelly, number 111, he is currently in 26th position. He's a little bit further down the field. He has number 19 coming around to lap him. It looks like that's Sean Carey. So hasn't been the best race for Shane. He's a few laps down on the leaders. And for you Cami fans, currently in 15th place is the number 5. He's a bit far back from the next competitor car, it looks like. But, yep. It always spins! The commentator's curse. As soon as we start looking at him, he makes the mistake and is stranded there. Just has to get it back underway. Needs to be careful of fast traffic coming through. But, yeah. That's a fault of everyone supporting Cammy there. That's your fault. He spun. Do apologise. Cammy is one I was not aware. I do apologise to Cammy. Yeah, what's going on at the front here? This is your leader, Jack Ashton, as the number 90. Is challenging. This is a challenge for the race lead. That was unexpected. So Josh Malin now is closing in on number 90. What can he do? He's going to make a move. Not quite into the chicane. Oh, he gets it wrong on the brake into the 90. He's gone round. He's all right for the time being. Can he get it back going? Doesn't want to get stranded on that curb. Oh, that was very close. That was a final lap as well. Unfortunate. Can he defend that position? He's going to get possibly second place. Number 74 right behind at the line, just about. So that's Jack Ashton with the win, followed by Josh Mann and just about Joel Schmidt in number 74. So that was an action-packed first race. So we're going to have a quick 10-minute kind of practice session, warm-up session before the second race. And then we'll be back underway for another 20 minutes. Now, the difference is in this second race, just make sure I am getting that correct. It is a reverse grid. So the top 10 cars reverse their order, and the 10th place car, which would be Kieran Vernon from this particular event, he goes into pole position for the next race, and your winner from the last race would actually go into 10th. So, very interesting. So what are your thoughts on the first race? It was very incident filled. That first lap incident that was it McLean's? Yeah, that was a junkyard of Formula 3 cars, put a lot of the field out of the running, a lot of the quick guys out of the running as well. Didn't see the likes of James Forsdyke, who's he shows good pace. He was completely out at the first lap. Matthew Lewis as well, he didn't have a very good race. He was showing good pace in the test race at Silverstone. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see who can do what. So it looks like there's quite a few of you here, so I would love it. You could like and like the stream or dislike it if you didn't like it. Feel free to subscribe if you want to keep on top of all the other rounds of the series, and also follow me on Twitch if you're watching on Twitch, or if you want to go follow me on Twitch as well. I'll be broadcasting the race on YouTube and Twitch every Sunday night. Yeah, keep up to date, follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and click the little bell icon on YouTube to keep up to date when live streams go live, when they eventually do want to work on YouTube. Only a 5-minute qualifier practice session this time. I do apologise. So go into the race a little bit sooner rather than later. So yeah, it's a good spectator spectacle. That first race, hard to keep up with when it's just me. I've got to find all the buttons to press and look at all the cars that are crashing. So it does make it a little bit more spectacular. The iRacing damage model on these Dallara Formula 3 cars. Notice I haven't spoken much about these cars so far this stream. For a very long time, up until only I think last year, these were the go-to cars, the Dallara Formula 3 car when it comes to junior kind of formula. Basically the last step until you get into the fully fledged FIA series, such as the Formula 2 and Formula 1. So if you want to make a name for yourself before you get to the top flight, you do it in one of these cars. Seen racing it all over the world, circuits such as here, Donington Park, all the way to Spa, Macau, everything in between. So yeah, this has been all over the world and has been extremely successful, has this car, and has now been replaced by the new spec with the Halo. So Donington Park, as well, a fantastic circuit is Donington Park. I love racing here. I'm not very good at it when I do jump into the rig, but yeah, it's fantastic, especially this first sector coming down through these flowing high-speed corners. Fantastic stuff in a high downforce car such as this. And an actual layout much better, in my opinion, than the Grand Prix layout, just because the two hairpins at the end, Melbourne and Goddard's, then it's not the most flowing, and it's like it's more fun just to absolutely send it through the final chicane instead. I would disagree with Jay. I think the best UK circuit is Alton Park, but I am biased because I live about 20 miles from it. And it's the only one that I've actually driven around in real life. So, but yeah, I can see why everyone loves this circuit. It's hosted Formula 1 in the past. Running a famous European Grand Prix. I can't remember the year, but that ends driving the wet. Absolutely stellar drive. No such luck in the iRacing service at the moment, but yeah, we'll hopefully see some form of recreation of such fairly soon. I went round in a BMW M4 kind of race prepped. It's only one of those kind of driving experience things that my parents got me for Christmas last year, or the year before I should say. Yeah, nothing too special, but I've oh whoa, Earth, John. Okay, that's number 90. Just deciding he didn't want to complete the lap and just sending it fully. So, gridding into the second race of the evening. So that's Kieran Vernon on pole, followed by Kevin Ballard number 4, number 11 and Mike Hart in third, followed by Alex Rivet in fourth position. Number 85 Ben Hoffman in fifth place. And then Martin Moore lining up alongside him. Number 77 Philip Russell is in 7th position, and Joel Schmidt and Josh Malin on the road behind. And then your last race's winner, Jack Ashton, only just winning in the last race, is in 10th position. And the rest of the field, as you can see on the left hand side of your screen there. So we'll hopefully see the grid get round one lap in one piece this time by, but yeah, a lot of quick drivers got a lot of work to do in this race, so we'll have to wait and see how they get on. And as we go underway, as phenomenal one getting a fantastic start. Looks like they possibly got a jump start, but that is number 51 currently leading the way through the first corner, and he's away. There's a spin behind. That's the two teammates. Oh, there's a big pile-up. Massive incident behind there. What on earth was that? Oh, there's cars flipping around everywhere. Terrible, terrible incident once again, but looks like everybody else is... not that many cars are involved, so back underway. Going back up to the top of the field. Kieran Verner still leading the way, getting a quite the gap now, but to the number 11 behind. As Live Timing is having a massive fit once again and saying that Matthew Lewis is in the lead, but he's not. There he is. That's not a pleasant looking Formula 3 car. It looks like he might have been one of the cars that was sent flying. So through the chicane to finish lap 1, and that's a strong start for Kieran Vernon to come ahead in first place. There's a battle behind as the game decides to lay. That's James Forsyth there, making a fantastic recovery drive. He's now into 4th position, and he is ahead there of Barry Rabbit, who had has had a decent start in number 27. Looks like the battle for the lead starting to close ever so slightly. Gone back up again now, but we'll keep an eye on that as that develops. Battle for 10th position. This is Harry Cottrell fighting Sean Carey there, side by side, coming out of Coppice. As number 32 just rejoining, that's going to cause some issues. Daniel Rowbottom there, and that's a 42 round, taking advantage of the confusion of number 32 rejoining, and that is him up a couple of positions, the number 42. Batting behind number 32 is fighting Sean Carey. There's there's number 7 coming through as well. It's Chris Dittman taking advantage. That's unfortunate there for Sean Carey. He's losing positions hand over fist. He's been taken by Alex Toss Jones as well. So not a good sequence of corners for him. Might be possibly carrying some damage, but we'll have to keep an eye on that as he. Let's see if we can get the camera on him here. See if we can see any damage to the front wing. Looks like it possibly might have a little bit of bendage going on. No, actually, it looks okay. My eyes do deceive me. Battle for 3rd position developing here. This is James Forsdyke and Alex Rivet having a fight here. Number 167 deep in the slipstream. He's going to try and make the move down the inside of turn 1. He's still alongside. He's just got to get the braking right. What can number 69 do? He can't really defend from this one unless he can get a fantastic exit and fight towards the old hairpin. But fantastic move for the 167 to take 3rd position from the number 69. But this fight's not over yet. Gap's starting to form now. 167 is slowly pulling away. And that is that battle done and dusted for the time being, it looks like. Daniel Rowbottom here, number 32. He's starting a fight, it looks like, with Harry Cottrell, number 42, in the slipstream. Let's see what he can do into the chicane. Not going to be close enough here. Going out of the slipstream. What can he do into Redgate? We'll have to wait and see now. Not quite close enough to make that dive. He's going to stick behind number 42 and continue down through the cranny curves and try and make that move before possibly the chicane at the end of the back straight. Closing in ever so slightly. Keep an eye on any other battles that are developing. Lap 5 for your lead now. He has pulled out a 2.5 second gap, so Kieran Vernon doing a fantastic job up at the front. Not close enough coming through Coppice. He's going to be deep within the slipstream though, and number 42 not going to have any slipstream ahead from any cars, so he is very vulnerable here. But looks like this not quite able to close up enough. The slipstream not strong enough There's a bit of a lock-up from 42, and that's left him very vulnerable. Side by side, coming down the final, the start-finish straight. What can we do here? It's at the outside. This is number 32. Can he hang around the outside? He can, just about, nearly cutting off the nose of the number 42 as a car spun ahead. Just about getting round. So that's the 32 up into 7th position. But Harry Cottrell behind. Looks like he's going to come under threat now from Chris Dittman at number 7. Looking down the inside. Chris not quite able to make that stick for the time being. Chris Dittman also under threat from Alex Toth-Jones. Here we go, side by side. Alex Toth-Jones making a fantastic dive there. Not quite. He's hanging around the outside. That's not helpful, Chris. Activates his cloaking device. But that's around the outside. Fantastic move from number 61. That puts him up into 9th position. Now able to chase down the number 42. Fight's still going on here into the first corner. What can the 7 do to defend? Not quite close enough there. Number 61 has to wait for another opportunity, but he gets a good exit coming out of Redgate. Right on the gearbox now. He's side by side with number 7. Inside line coming through the corner curves and then into the old hairpin for the outside line. Can he get the switchback manoeuvre? Not able to hold that there. And oh, as a car, number 27 having issues. That's Barry Rabbit. He's dropping right down the order now. This fight's still not over, and look at that behind. Got a car cleanser, and that is number 33, I believe, closing in. Still going very, very close. Are these 3 cars? That's Chris Dittman going on the outside, and that's number 5 following as well. Is that the 61 having a slow down penalty possibly? Maybe taking a bit too much of the chicane. That's a slow down penalty. That's 2 positions lost in the space of a couple of seconds. Now this fight ahead, as Chris Dittman is activating his cloaking device again. So that's Chris Dittman there, the team owner of CDR Racing, or Chris Dittman Racing, I should say. He is continuing on in a respectable 8th position at the moment. Going to have a quick look at the leader, Kieran Vernon. He is absolutely flying ahead there in the other CDR car. He's got a 5-second lead over Mike Hart. So where was that speed in the first race? Looks like he maybe he was caught up in some of the first lap shenanigans. But yeah, I will agree. These are very fast drivers. Come from all forms of backgrounds, including real life. Some of the drivers have raced Formula 3 cars before. Got a couple of BTCC drivers in here as well. Alex Toth-Jones drives an Aston Martin GT3. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. Looking at Cammie's lap time for you fanboys in the chat. So she, yeah, she is about on leader pace, about half a second off. So still doing pretty well is Cammie. But yeah, having some unfortunate times it looks like with first lap incidents. So stay on board with her for a minute here just to get the fan service in. Don't believe this is for position. It's number 27 ahead, so that is that's Barry Rabbit. That's the 10th position. So the battle here for 3rd place between Mike Hart and James Forsdyke. So James Forsdyke currently in 2nd position. Looks like James might got past Mike Hart. We've missed that. So that's James moving way up the order. He's got a long way to go to close into Kieran Vernon now. That's quite the feat. He is about a tenth of a second quick. He was a second quicker on the last lap. Actually, a tenth slower actually on the last lap. So yeah, Kieran Vernon, number 51, is really putting down that, putting the hammer down, and is flying away from the rest of the field. So we've got further down. This is Lewis Fox here. He's having a fight with the number 62. Sorry, number 98, I should say, of Jack Ashton. So this is for position here. Looks like we might have missed this overtake as well, with Lewis Fox going ahead into 12th position. So we'll have to wait until that updates in live timing. But Matthew Ribbett is actually quite close behind as well, I believe. Yeah, here he is closing in on the 54, number 41. Breaking into the chicane, not quite close enough. Oh, he's going to miss that. Got to be careful on those anti-cut curves. That can very easily tear a suspension arm and ruin your race. So lucky there for number 41 to get away without any incident on there. Number 62 currently fighting with the 27. This is very close. Oh, very nearly instant here. This is for the final top 10 spot. So this is Matt Nicol Jones fighting with Barry Rabbit now. Barry Rabbit, he's in the he's actually a real-life driver, done a lot of Formula Renault 2.0 in Ireland, and has overall and class wins to his name. A couple of Leinster Trophy winner trophies as well, 2013 and 2019, and has done lots of racing in saloon cars in Ireland, in the UK, and in Barbados, which is surprising. So good all-round racer there is the number 27. Battle still going on now, coming through into the corner I completely forgotten the name of. McLean's, there it is. Still side by side coming into Coppets, not quite close enough there. It's number 62. He's going to back out and get into the slipstream, possibly make a move into the chicane if he's feeling brave enough. Deep slipstream now, what can he do? Running out of time, he's going to dive to the inside. Oh, very late braking manoeuvre, he's going to make it stick. Fantastic move there from the 62, and that puts him into 9th position, sorry, 8th position, I should say. Big gaggle of cars behind, not all for position, I don't believe, but actually that's quite a action-packed battle here for the there's number 72 round in the background. Looks like it might have been an incident, but I was unable to catch that. But yeah, this fighting continuing in the midfield. Looking back towards the front of the field, so that gap that Kieran Vernon had over James Forsdyke, it's coming down. It's been shaved off by 2 seconds. James Forsdyke, I knew he was quick. He showed a lot of pace in the pre-season test race at Silverstone. Translating that well into this race at Donington Park. So is he going to be able to close in enough to make a move? Could it have been a mistake possibly from Kieran Vernon? His lap times are fairly consistent. About 2 seconds, 2/10 of a second slower on his last lap than James Forsdyke. So the gap's slowly coming down, but is it going to be enough before the end of the race? I don't think it is. There's only about 5 laps to go for the leaders now. We'll keep an eye on that as it develops. Battle for 5th place. This is number 33 of Adam Morgan, fighting number 69 of Martin Moore. Coming into the chicane now. not going to be close enough to make a move into the first turn. Doesn't look like, unless you get a good exit. Actually, he's closing in, but still not going to be close enough. So keep an eye on this battle here. It's one of the closest we've got on circuit at the moment. Grain curves into the old hairpin. It's right on board with number 33 for a couple of minutes to see what it's like. Let's go actually from the cockpit view, which is the filthy visor. After racing for about 15 minutes, the brilliant, very, very good track. Fantastic elevation changes coming through coppice now. Up the steer, taking on the back straight, holding the 16. 69 is trying to break that. Breaking into the chicane. A little bit of the anti-cut that's going to send him wide. Oh, well held from Adam Morgan. So that's putting him a little bit further back now. So, unfortunate series of events. It's more commentator's curse once again. Is coming into effect to break up any battles by me just mentioning that they exist. So here we have Jack Ashton further down the field. He's in 11th place. He's now fighting with Barry Rabbit. So Barry looking he's looking to lose a few positions here. It looks like the pace isn't quite as where he wants it to be. So right on board here with number 98 from the suspension view. It's a fantastic view. You can see the suspension going through coppice, taking as much of that curve as you dare. No more commentators. I try my best. I do try my best. It can't be helped at times. But breaking into the chicane, not the best entry there from Barry. He's gone round. Oh, he's crashed. That's an incident. It looks like the wheel's hanging off, but it's magically fixed itself. So netcode there. I'm just going to stop talking because as soon as I start talking about somebody, there's an incident. So is that the rear wing of car ahead hanging off there? Or is yeah, that does not look on. It's on right. That's the number 77. So that's Philip Russell. Yeah, that wing doesn't look right. Yeah, that's not producing downforce as it should be. So he's having some issues. There is the number 77. Hopefully he'll be able to get it back to the pits and get it repaired before the end of the race. But only 1 minute and 40 seconds left on this in this race. The gap is going. Oh no! I've completely missed this. James Forsyth, it's showing for me. Oh no, I haven't missed anything. The gap has gone back up. Kieran Vernon is now 4.5 seconds clear of James Forsyth, so we'll keep an eye on him with coming through the final turns. Final corner there. It looks like we'll have just about one more lap. I think this will be the white flag for number 51. Oh no, 2 laps to go. It's showing on my screen here. So we'll have to say I could be wrong. I think some technical issues with my overlay. I'll have to go through and fix all of that for the next round. But at least it looks good. So close battle we've got here is number 41 in 12th position, Matthew Ribbett, closing on Sean Carey here. Or not, actually, it's the 54 ahead. Yeah, Lewis Fox, I should say. So this battle has... Oh, no, that's a 41 going round. He's going to go heavy into the wall. What on earth happened there? Looks like his throttle almost got stuck open. That is the end of the race for number 41, but here comes Kieran Vernon to finish and take the win in race 2, followed by James Forsyth, not that far behind. And then we'll have Mike Hart coming through to take third position to round off the podium. Number 69, Martin Moore taking fourth position, followed by Daniel Rowbottom in fifth. So that was an eventful couple of races. Very action-packed from all involved. So we'll hang around for a little bit just to see if we can get some post-race interviews from some of the drivers. So if any drivers listening, feel free to pop into the Discord channel. We'll have a quick chat about how the race went from their point of view. It was absolutely insane, both the races. The relatively narrow nature of the circuit and a high number of cars on the grid does lead to some issues. You may think, and there's one of the cars at the 62. It looks like it was doing some donuts. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, let me know what you thought of the race, guys. And let me know if there's anything I can improve for the next race. So we have in here Josh Malin from Oh, and we have Mary as well. So yeah, Josh, how did that race? How did the evening go for you? Lots of pace from yourself. As unfortunate instance from the on the first race.
Yeah, so both on the first lap, it wasn't ideal. First race got a good start, but cold tyres bit me hard and I spun. Then it was just a recovery drive from sort of the back up to P2, just about. I think you might have seen that I spun it on the last chicane, which was a bit of a Billy moment. Clipped the grass, but is racing. And then second race started ninth. There was involved in the turn one incidents and finished. Can't remember, somewhere in the teens. So could have been worse, but could have been better.
Fantastic, but yeah, you showed great pace in that. Is that a bit of confidence for you going into round two?
Certainly, yeah. I mean, I'm liking this particular setup. It's a lot better than sort of the baseline setups that you find in the Formula Sprint races on sort of the official races. So yeah, I'm feeling comfortable in the car. So fingers crossed that round two brings less incidents and more trophies.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, thanks for joining us there, Josh, and yeah, we'll see you in the next round.
Problem at all. See you later.
We've got Mr. Mirari as well. Thank you for joining us. How did that go for you this evening?
My evening went quite well, considering if you only focus on the first race. There was a huge pile-up into lap 1, where I got cleanly through, so I went up from P9 to P3 in one corner. Then the following laps, the two guys ahead of me got both taken out by two different guys, which put me temporarily into position 1. Yeah, because probably under the pressure of Jack Ashton, I went wide in one corner, which lost me a lot of time, and spun another one, which put me into P3. Which I'm still quite happy with, considering it's only the first out of 6 races, and I'm looking forward to the next races.
Yeah, fantastic. So what do you think of Brands Hatch? Are you a fan of that circuit?
Actually never driven it with those cars, but Brands Hatch it's kind of unique, and you have a sort of love-hate relationship with this track, but I will look forward to it.
Yeah, I feel the same. I love Brands Hatch, but I hate driving it. I'm terrible. But yeah,
it's just iconic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you in the next round.
Yeah.
We've got Mike with us as well. Evening, Mike. How was that for you this evening?
Yeah, it was good. I have to say that I came into the race kind of just with the tactic of just trying to stay out of trouble. So I've done another esports series over the past few weeks, and managed to get taken off at pretty much every event in that. So I kind of learned from that. Didn't spend so much time on lap times, and just kind of hoped I could make it through some of the carnage, and it kind of worked out. Just tried to keep consistent in that feature race, really. I knew I wasn't the quickest of those guys at the front, but just tried to keep that gap.
Fantastic. So what do you think of the Formula 3 car in iRacing? Is it fun to drive?
It is pretty fun to drive. It suffers less from some of the tyre model fun that some of the iRacing cars really struggle with. But yeah, I hadn't actually driven it before 2 weeks ago. So I bought it 2 weeks ago for the F3 NHS race, and I've done a few races since, but enjoying it so far.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at Brands Hatch for round 2.
Yeah, hopefully I can keep up the consistency.
Well, we should hope so. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers. And lastly, we have Kieran Vernon, winner of race 2. How are you doing, Kieran? Congratulations.
I'm very good. Thank you very much. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Fantastic to watch the carnage unfold.
Yeah.
So yeah, he showed a fantastic pace in the second race, keeping James Forsyth, who he's a very quick driver as well at base. So yeah, are you a fan of Donington then?
I'm a fan of every single racetrack, so it doesn't matter where you go, just get me out there, have some fun, and yeah, I was very happy with the pace and everything. Race 1, we actually got into the lead, and ended up getting collected by a back marker, so I had to pit, and then came P10, so got the reverse grid pole and made amends for it in race 2, so pretty happy. Just want to say big thanks to Joe Watts for putting this all together. He's worked really hard on it, and yeah, he's done a good job. So, and thank you to Chris Dittman for inviting me in. So, yeah, really pleased with how it went. So, very good.
Yeah, fantastic. So, I know you do a lot of real life driving. So, how does it compare in the sim to actually getting in the car for real?
Yeah, it's getting nowadays it's getting so close that we use the sim so effectively to train the drivers and everything. Obviously, I work with Chris and his BRDC F3 drivers, and a lot of time is spent on the sim to prepare our drivers. So, an iRacing and the F3 car here is so close to what it's like to drive the real Dallara. So, yeah, it's a very good tool for us to all use, whether we're working as coaches or drivers or anything. And obviously, we can have some fun as well and race online with each other. And at the moment, obviously, everyone's online every day. So, it's good to be able to race against, some Formula 1 drivers, touring car drivers and everything. I'm not racing anymore personally, so it's cool just to be able to kind of show my name and still show, I'm competitive even at 30 years old now. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's very good.
Getting on in racing in driver years.
Getting on in racing, yeah, that's for sure.
But yeah, well, fantastic. We'll see you at Brands Hatch, hopefully, and hopefully you can show as much pace as you did there. But congratulations and best of luck for round 2.
Thank you very much. Thank you. See you.
See you later. And finally again, we have Cami Sturch joining us. Cami, how would that go for you?
Yeah, it was pretty crap, wasn't it? Bit of a joke. Bit of a joke at the beginning. I think we need a new format rather than a grid lineup. I think we need to start behind the safety car or something. When you've got issues like netcode as well. Yeah, I kept it round the outside, kept it careful, but in both races I was taken out, and then I was a back marker faster than the top 10 cars around me.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that you weren't able to show the pace, but you did have a lot of support in the chat for the stream. So yeah, they were always.
I'm sorry, I let them down.
No, there was no letting down there. It was all support. But yeah, are you looking forward to round 2 Brands Hatch? What do you think of that circuit?
I love it. It's my local, but if the turn 1's going to be the same again. I think we need to look at the format, and there needs to be a rolling start maybe, so we're a bit spaced out, and maybe Max Hart will jump the start by 5 seconds again.
I did see that. I was very confused. He was going up the middle, but
he did it last week. So
oh god. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, and yeah, hopefully you have some better luck in round 2, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, I think I'll just not move at the beginning, let everybody else go ahead and have their crashes, and then I'll go.
Yeah, start from pit lane. You can avoid all the incidents that way.
That's it. Thanks very much, Dave.
No problem. Thank you very much. So that was all the interviews we have for you this evening, and that's all we've got in terms of action for you. So thank you all very much for joining for this live stream. Please like the stream if you enjoyed it, dislike if you didn't, and tell me what I could do better, or what what you really liked, and just why in general you don't like me as a person. Feel free to follow me on Twitch as well, as I will be streaming all the races for the season, and feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, and get the press the icon, the notification icon, so you get notified of all of the live streams. So until next time, thank you very much for joining me, everyone, and I will see you all in Brands Hatch in a week's time for round 2. Thank you very much, and goodbye.